today we're making rigatoni alfredo with miso. You ready? All right, let's do it.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I'm at Chitarra with Chef Ken, and today we're going to make alfredo rigatoni with miso. Ken, would you like to tell us what the process?
Jeremy, thank you. It's such a pleasure to cook with you. So I know you love, as does everybody, pasta with butter. And again, I remember about a month ago we cooked together and we made pasta alfredo, and it was just so delicious and so fun. And I think it's just a really nice way to show people what we're doing with the pasta at Chitarra, because it's such a simple sauce, but it is so craveable and so delicious that it'd be really fun to share with people. All right, so the first thing what we're gonna do, Jeremy, is we're gonna start reducing some cream, okay? So do you wanna pour some cream into this pot? Yeah. And I'll tell you when to stop. All right, keep going. A little bit more. Because we're gonna be adding a lot of Parmesan, so we wanna make sure that we have enough cream to make it like a sauce consistency, okay? So it's almost like a mac and cheese sauce. Okay, that looks good. All right, perfect. Okay, so then what I'm gonna want you to do, Jeremy, is let's put some salt into the pasta water. So what they say about pasta water is you want it to be as salty as the ocean. Okay, so the ocean is not a pinch of salt, it's gonna be a good handful. Okay, so you can go like almost like a fistful of salt, okay? You could just throw it anywhere, it'll dissolve. So why don't you take, again, like a small handful. There you go. Perfect. Let's go a tiny bit more, why not? I love salt. Chefs tend to like salt. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but...
Oh yeah, salt makes food taste.
Definitely. And now we have the cream starting to heat up. And we'll turn the heat up a bit. And I'm going to want you to add a little bit of salt to this too, Jeremy. So this may be, just sprinkling. Okay. So I'll tell you when to stop. So maybe like... let's go one more of those. That looks great. You could finish with that a little bit more. And as you mentioned earlier, the miso. So umami is something that I wanted to kind of showcase in here. And as I was explaining, to you earlier, umami is just something that's going to make something a little bit more flavorful. So it'll make the Parmesan more flavorful. It'll make the cream more flavorful. It'll make that delicious Chitarra pasta more flavorful. So it's just kind of a flavor enhancer. So it'll be really, really delicious. You kind of won't know it's there, but it's something that's going to elevate the flavors of everything we're cooking. This is what the miso looks like, okay? So it comes in a package that you refrigerate. So if you want to add about that much miso, just kind of pop it in, and you could kind of knock it on the side of the pot to get it all out. Perfect. All right, and then have you ever used a pepper mill before? Yep, so just basically you take it and then you just twist it like this, okay? So here, if you want to do that. And I like a lot of black pepper in my Alfredo because, again, it's a very rich sauce with the cream and the butter and the Parmesan. And the pepper is kind of a little bit of a spiciness, so it definitely helps it out a bit. All right, I think maybe one more. Perfect, Jeremy. All right. Okay. All right, so we've got this heating up. If you want to give it a stir. And I'm going to turn the heat up a bit. Yep, stir it up. You want to kind of get that miso to dissolve. And then I'm going to add a little bit of butter too, okay? Because I know you love butter in your pasta. And again, in my opinion, Jeremy, there's nothing better than pasta with butter, cream, and Parmesan. Okay. You can't go wrong. So you can add bacon, you can add peas, you can add, parsley, you can add any number of things. This is a very flexible sauce. All right. So once the butter starts to melt and we start seeing bubbles, then we can drop the pasta, okay? And we're gonna add the Parmesan last, because that's gonna kind of thicken it up. So let me just break that miso down a bit. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the rigatoni, how you make it?
So we make the rigatoni in machine using a similar lane of flour and water. It's that we use is 900 grams of water and 3,000 grams of semolina with like a wiggle room of 2 grams. And so we put that in a machine. We put the semolina in the machine. We let it run, and then we put the water in while it's mixing. When it has like a sand, like a wet sandy texture to where when there are clumps, they'll like able to break apart. If you rubbing them around fingers, then it'll be ready to extrude. So it'll be extruded through a die on the pasta, which gives the pasta its shape, whether it's rigatoni, chitarra, cavatelli. And the way it works is that it builds pressure inside that the pasta stuffs, and that's what gives it gluten. And so yeah, and we also use a cutter to like make sure it's the correct shape. So these rigatonis aren't like super long.
See, I love that shape. I think they're perfect because they're just long enough where the sauce can kind of absorb inside of it and be a delicious bite, but not too long where it's tricky to eat. So I think this is the perfect size. Okay, so you want to drop both pastas into these? We can start cooking that up, Jeremy? And then we'll pour this one. And then if you want to pour that one half into this and the rest into that, okay? I'm going to add a tiny bit more cream to this. Tiny bit more butter. Bit more pepper. Okay, so let's let that just cook for a minute. You can put the tongs back over there. And Jeremy, can you do me a favor? Can you pop a little bit more salt into this Alfredo sauce? Yeah, let's go maybe like 3 pinches. Okay, so that's 1 pinch. 2 pinches. 1 more, please. Thank you. All right, great. All right, so we've got our Alfredo sauce starting to reduce. We've got our pasta starting to cook. And again, this pasta will cook very quickly, Jenny. So we'll just kind of be ready to pop it in here in a second. Let me give this a taste. All right, I think a little bit more pepper. All right, and you want to, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the pasta, drain it, so shake that out, okay? So just like I'm doing, okay? Just dump that right in. And that little bit of pasta water is really good because that kind of helps to thicken up the sauce a bit also. You have 1 more piece stuck. Come on, baby, get out of there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you want to get that one in too? Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so now I love to finish cooking pasta in the sauce no matter what kind of pasta and no matter what kind of sauce, okay? So you want to cook it for that last minute or 2. All right, so here, you want to pour that whole thing of cheese in there? So this is all grated Parmesan. You can pop the whole thing in there. Yep, swirl it around and pop the whole thing in. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. Okay, thanks, buddy. Okay. And we're just going to stir, if you want to give that a stir for a second. So the cheese is going to thicken. See how it's thickening it up a bit? And I think we're there, buddy. Oh, yeah, it looks good, right? Mmm. Oh, man. That is so good, buddy. Okay. The best part about cooking, in my opinion, is the eating. What's your favorite part of cooking?
Cooking.
All right, so here we go. So I'm going to give you a little bit to taste. And because I'm kind of a person that, again, there can never be enough cheese for me, I'm going to put a little cheese on top. Okay. That looks so good. And you can see how this sauce is nice and creamy. It's not like too thick. Like, it shouldn't be like a mac and cheese where the sauce is really thick, Jeremy. It should be like really velvety, silky. What do you think?
It's delicious. Really creamy.
Cheers, buddy. Always love cooking with you. Would you say this is your favorite pasta?
Oh, yes, delicious.
Hot. Wow. Hot and delicious. Great job, buddy.